that if they want to stop the start, and that was so something like that. You see, so you see that the presence of the army there already installed fear on the people, maybe the enforcers or the miscreants that want to come and enforce that statute. You see it. So I blame the government, because if the government has been proactive from the first time. So I blame the government, because if the government has been proactive from the first time brought out security personnel to enforce this, to stop these enforcers from doing this, you see that it won't escalate to this level. And I'm not saying 1 week start soon. My father have to travel yesterday. My father have traveled yesterday to Lagos so that he can escape this 1 week start soon, and now use this period to do his business in Lagos and then come back into the east when the start soon must have gone down. So he said the thing is not bringing problem, but the issue is that there is no way else. The truth is that it will no longer stop. The time government was supposed to act, they didn't act, and it will no longer stop again. The only thing that can stop it now is that if the cry of the Pope, which is the raise of Nnamdi Kanu, is met, except that the government can never do anything again, because the time they have to do something about it, they were nonchalant about. In this Anambra state, what did Obiano do? Obiano just said normal thing. That's to say, if you don't open, I'll lock down the market. Markets have remained closed since then, but Obiano didn't do anything. Why? Because Obiano himself didn't do the necessary thing, which is to provide security for the people of his state. That is the main thing they are supposed to do, but they failed on, and that is where these enforcers are leveraging on. They are not leveraging on that insecurity to do whatever they are doing in the state, and that is it. If the enforcers comes out and see security personnel on duty trying to push them back, and they do it the first and second time, then they will stop it. But the issue is that there are no security operatives on ground to stop the enforcers, and mind you, some of these enforcers are not really IPOB members. Some of these enforcers are miscreants. Some of these enforcers are people that want to take advantage of the situation, and that is what is happening. If I don't believe an Igbo man, as in an Igbo man, like these IPOB people. I know there are extremists among them, but I don't believe that these IPOB people, as in, can be just. I thought if they are just sent. I don't believe that these IPOB people can be doing such things, destroying cars and do this thing. But I believe that there are some miscreants, maybe in Igbo land, and that is the truth. And those miscreants have been doing this because there is no security operatives on ground to stop them. If there's security operatives on ground to stop, everything won't escalate to this moment. And that is the only thing I have to say on this case. The issue is that there are no security people, operatives on ground to put a check on what is happening. Thank you.
Chibwez, are you done?
Yes.
Okay, at some point I lost the distance, so thank God I was able to reconnect and reclaim that. All right, so we have next to speak Onyemobi, Israel. Onyemobi, you are Next, after you, then Soldier.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate. Seriously, I really appreciate what you have been doing for the society, my brother. Thanks. Back to the discussion on board, sit at home. You know, like the last speaker and the previous speaker said, let me stand on that. I think when this thing started, everybody was cool about it. Everybody, all the elites and the poor masses, everybody were just cool with it. But the issue is that is quite unfortunate. That unfortunate on capital letter that we don't have governors in SouthEast. It's very unfortunate. We don't have governors in SouthEast. No. I stand on my ground, unapologetically saying it, that we don't have governors in SouthEast. Because if we have one, if they have, the issue is this. It's not. You might be surprised. It's not even the IPOB that are enforcing all these things. It's some miscreants. The same thing that happened in South Africa when you see apathy. It's not the real South Africans. It's some miscreants who take advantage of the situation and try to enrich themselves or feed themselves from the hard sweat earnings of the innocent masses. That is what is happening. You see, when this thing happened, they just come out. Why did it? If it's actually IPOB, they would have come out and showed their strength. It's not IPOB. And remember, the elite IPOB members, some people are just hiding under the IPOB stuff and they're trying to be of IPOB. The real guys are not coming out. I am not against Biafra, neither am I against IPOB. As an Igbo person, I am Igbo. Any day, anytime, anywhere. But the issue is that the sit at home will forever linger and be downstream our income rate and revenue in SouthEast. Because like you said, my brother, you wanted to go out for work today and you couldn't. Somebody else who comes to Onitsha, who comes to Aba market to buy goods, and couldn't buy because there is a seat at home in the east. He couldn't access Onitsha. He couldn't access Aba. He couldn't access other markets in the southeast. Do you know that the same person could get another alternative from other market and when the seat at home ends, that person will not want to do business with the eastern part of the country because he has discovered an easier base, something that is similar to what he's getting from Southeast. That means you have Southeast have lost that investor or entrepreneur or whatever you might call him or her, that partner. So that's what we are doing to ourselves. When this thing started, everybody was cool with it. Nobody complained. Even the few that complained, we are seen as enemies of Igbos. We are seen as enemies of the Southeast. We are seen as enemies of the people. No. And the thing is that Obiano, like my brother that spoke last, Obiano used it as a politics. That's why. Because assuming at least somebody should have raised something. Somebody should have said, one of the governors should have said something. All of them was just foolish, stupid, careless, unconcerned, just like, I don't get it. So the issue is this. They sit at home. We have a serious effect on Southeast when the time comes. Because right now, there is a better way. My father will always say there is always an easy way to catch a monkey. But this sit at home is a no for me. Thank you. I had my mic. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. But I would like to actually ask a very general question. We are the governors of the Southeast quiet. We are there really quiet when the sit at home was announced or when they started the sit at home campaign. Were they silent truly? That's the number one question. I would like to have a very objective answer to this. Then number two, when they made a case, the first sit at home. In fact, this is not the first time the sit at home has happened. I think in 2017 there was actually sit at home. in remembrance of the Biafran War, and other issues that happened. I think in 2017 when the Arua Youth Forum issued a statement ordering Igbo people to leave the northern Nigeria. They issued ultimatum ordering Igbo people living in northern Nigeria to relocate back to east at the time. Now, that shows that it has happened before. The first time this sit-at-home started, especially when Nnamdi Kanu was, kidnapped and jailed by the federal government. What was the first sit-at-home was quite significant, and in my opinion at the time, I believe that it was significant enough for that moment, and it was good enough to have it the first time. But the subsequent and the reoccurring of it was so unnecessary, that it would degenerate into something that we may not control. And I remember saying, starting against it at the time. But of course, a lot of people had different opinions to this. That's what we are talking about now, because we never knew that we would enter 2022 with this same thing that has not yielded any fruits. It has not, reduced anything, reduced anything on federal government or the state governments. It has not cost anything on the federal government. Neither has it cost anything on the state government. So why are we repeating it? And a lot of people have dismissed the idea that it is killing our economy. They will tell you that we never had economy. Therefore, nothing is being destroyed. And they will also push the opinion of the fact that if we do not continue to sit at home, that Nigerian or people will generally forget Nnamdi Kanu and people will move on. Therefore, we should sacrifice a day, and that Monday is not too much. So these are the arguments. A lot of people are actually putting up arguments in defense of this sit-at-home order. So we are discussing it now. What is the impact and what is the need? And what has it even done for us? Have we been able to assess the overtime that we've stayed at home on Mondays? What has it done for us? What impact? What social or political impact have we gained from it? So I move over straight to Soja. Soja, mute your mic and make your submission real quick.
Okay, thank you, Faison Uche. Thank you for the opportunity to come on your space. Talking about the sit-at-home in the Southeast. Actually, I am from Anambra State, and I'm to be precise, and I live in India. So I am not physically affected because I am not there in the Southeast, but I have my family over there. And you see this sit-at-home, right from when it started, I know very well, even actually we don't know a very bad idea. And I'm sorry for those who are not able, but I will mix everything up. It is not going to go well, and it is not stopping at that point, at that starting point. Now, come to think of it, I have a friend who owns a shop in Oshanja Market. And then towards the December period, everybody in Mana, this is the hustling time for the Easterners. This is the time everybody works hard. And this guy had to pull some market from China. He imports purses for the ladies. And then, what to this market? He gives me this reason that he could not make the sales because of the sit at home. Now, what I'm trying to explain is that Anambra State owns a main market and Oshanja market. Main market happens to be one of the biggest markets in West Africa as a whole. This is the capital economy of Anambra State. We talk of Abia State, we have the Ariara and we have the Aba scale market. You see, this is not all about the government. This is not all about the people in power. Where I want to take our attention is the people who are imposing this sit at home and those people who are being affected. Now, a lot of people, when they hear some laws are being enforced, they don't care if it's coming from the right source, if it's coming from the government, from the state government or the local government. Everybody just becomes scared. Now, how has this affected us and how has this helped us? It has totally killed the economy of Anambra State, likewise every other eastern state. But the right people who are supposed to be listening to this message, do they have this sources of listening to it? Nobody wants to be hurt, but who is hurting who? The same person who is complaining is the same person who is affecting the other person. Now the Agurus, the area boys, have taken it as advantage to affect those who are going out to make their daily living, from those who feed from hand to mouth, which I don't think why they should stay at home without going to the market. If you go to the market, you are being attacked. You are either being robbed, your goods are being destroyed. These things. So I'm just asking the question, who is really being affected? Okay, check the distance from Anambra State, Enugu State, Abia State, Imo State to Lagos. Does it even affect the state at all? Does it even affect any businesses before you get to these authorities who we are thinking that because they are holding our brother captive, then if we sit at home, then they will have to listen to us? No. Has anyone told you that they sit at home, when you sit at home on Monday or Thursday, the government they don't take revenues? It doesn't happen, but the people don't listen to this. Now, talking about security, do we even respect the security personnel who are supposed to protect us? Check it. Before Anambra State elections, should I say hoodlums? But let us record the number of security personnel that was killed. And we think it's just normal. We are asking Albiano to give us security. He has not been silent. I know he has made threats to lock up the market. He cannot do that. He knows that this is the source of living of the people. But we, Biafra, IPOB, how are we helping ourselves? I think now, if I could Ndiigbo, we have to come back to our senses. Merely that we have to build our resources. We need to build what we have. We need to protect what we have for the future, for our own future and the future of our kids. Now, we own the markets, we own the businesses, we own the skill markets. We have to protect this, we have to boost them. It doesn't happen by staying at home. It kills the economy.
Okay.
So we have to come back to our mindset. We have to come back to that Igbo mentality to make money and to work hard. And we have the resources, we have the sources, we have the markets. Let's come back to our businesses and put it right. So this is what I have to say.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dalurine Soja. Thank you. I thank you for your submission. The next speaker will be Mazi. Mazi, kindly make it brief. Mazi Uche, kindly make it very brief. Mazi, can you hear me? I'm here. Okay. Mazi, make your contribution, Biko.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody. This sit at home. Thank you. Sit at home, I know I'm Ndiigbo. Sit at home, I go give also. I don't think I'm going to wait. I'm December, this Christmas, I'm going. I'm from 26th till came back to Lagos 10th. Actually, it was the 10th. When I put on an old park, sit at home, where GK in. In this Christmas period, What they are relaxed to the sit at home. I got my mother on the Monday before 10th. I was at Amodia, then came back to Enugu on Monday of a first or second that first week, and the sit at home was relaxed. So I felt okay, thank God. Where book go boss na old park do a national back to Lagos on Monday, hoping to meet up with a client on Tuesday. Unfortunately, I was in a park and they lose the boss. All the bosses were not because it's good. I have you see that for I went on there call. I just found a pick up my sit at home a bit of big game, and then the nearly black earlier. I can't go back, match the walls and all that. Eventually, I was able to, in fact, about 9, I was able, and we started, eventually I got to my house. Later that afternoon, I was here and safe now, and I was asking myself, can you Ndiigbo ga-esi wee jiri aka ha na-egbusikwa ụmụnne ha ka i wee enforce what they release here one new age? Ihe o make the sense move na abịa now like Buhari nọrọ a na-eyi security reports asha na okwe mmadụ eto igbu n'Enugu ebe ndị a na-enforce sit at home ọ dịghị nke ọ ga-achị ewu ebe ọ bụ na ndị a na-egbuzi onwe ha ọ dịkwa ka ọ dịzi mma ka anyị release nwanne ha nwoke. O make it move sense because Oya doesn't care about you, doesn't care about us. Then I will make you feel and kind. 1 minute. Ihe a ga na-eme bụ ihe ọ ga-abụ eme ka o wee metụta ha. Ọ bụ na anyị mechie aka anyị, ụmụaka na-aga agba mbọ, ụmụaka na-achọ ime ihe dị legitimate ka ha wee kpata ihe ha ga-eri. Ha ga-ewuzi afịa, ha zụọta afịa ha, ha emewuzi something legitimate. Ngwa ka ha ga-esizi wee zụzi ya n'ụmụaka. Maka ọkụkọ ha fụ nkwam ka ihe ọ ga-eji wee zụọ ụmụ ya. So yeah, we on our necessary when after that day, one of my mom and in fact everybody in my house bunde more or less like IPOP apologists, you know. And I make the argument. Here they will be wherever one I was you I maybe we can make the same the man after that was on a coach moto in the man maybe glasses moto in the man now I want my shop in the man I should have imagined the media non no boss ndị IPOB sef nọ ndị amaghọzi bụ ndị na-emezi ndị kadabịa emeziri import ndị ọzọ kpatazi n'ala Igbo gaziaba na-emebi ihe bikos mgbe ihe a niile na-eme ndị mmadụ makwa ndị na-eme ihe a n'isisi mgbe ihe a bidoche onye ọbụla makwa ha na-asụ Igbo na-achụ anyị mba na anyị ncha nọ tugeda nọ na-eji nwanne anyị na ya ma nnọ nkịtị kịta ọ kwugo ha n'aka unfortunately and the way onye ọbụla ga-emewu so my own bụ ihe anyị ncha niile nọ ebe a ga-emewuru ụwa anyị bụ ọ bụ na ịfụ ndị be unu ụmụnne gị ndị nọ n'ala Igbo mkpa na ịnọkwa n'ala Igbo ọkwa mma ị na-agwa ndị mmadụ okwu obere ọ mgbe ịgwa mmadụ ịkpọ ma mmadụ ịnọ ma mmadụ 5 okwu speak reason explain to them na ke ka ihe anọ ga-esi make sense ọmpa na-eme otu eme otu ọ dịkwa ka ọ ga-aka mma ekwu udo okwu anọ ebe mmadụ na-abụ ewewe nchegharị echewe ka a ga-esi wee megharị ha maka otu otu wee dịzi kịta in fact amadị n'ebe ihe a na-aga ịgwa unu eziokwu ite na-atụ m ụjọ bikos ọ bụ na a kọntinu otu atọ at a point a ga-enwe in fact a ga-enwe ndị nke bụ apologies ndị kwete nke nọstatụ ya na ndị nke na-ekwe oke nọstatụ a clash wazia within ourselves ndị side a na-egbu ndị side a ndị side a na-egbu ndị side a ndị na-awụkwa mkpadịsị ndị Igbo which is what we are trying to avoid. So biko ka anyị na-agwa anyị izu ọgbakọ ha
daalụ rinne daalụ Maazị Uche maka okwu gị ka anyị kpabata nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Onyeka you have the mic floor now.
Good evening ụmụnne m mbụ efu nnekwu na mgbede atọrọ m ụtọ ịghọtago sị ka m tinyekwa n'ọnụ nye 1 or 2 advice. Ọ bụrụ na ị bụghị a trader nọ na SouthEast inwe ike ihe a na-eme ma aghọtasị ya ihe a na-eme dị very very serious. In fact ọ gafego ihe ndị na-anọghọ na East mere imagine na-eme ihe na-eme dị very very terrible. Ịmakwa ihe mere ihe a ji ka ndị otu abụla supporters ndị a nwere n'ala Igbo karịrị ndị na-ekweteghị na ihe anyị bụ. Ịbịa n'ime ahịa now, like ọ bụ na akpasị ka afịa zuo echi now ma ọ nwanne echi ịbịa ahịa ịfụ ndị na-enwe aṅụrị na ọkwazụ ahịa 2 days ha na-aṅụ, ịfụ ndị na-enwe aṅụrị na-akpọchi ime ahịa 2 days. Ị na-efe anya ịfụ na these people now nọ n'ezigbote financial mess. Ihe na-atọ ha ụtọ bụ na eji ndị nwere afịa na chọpụ ha ka ha ghara ịpụta afịa. Ọgụ a na-anụzi n'ala Igbo na-abụ class war. Anyị ga nọ 1 week ama abịa ahịa. Onye anyị fụ na-enwe aṅụrị ka ha ghara ịga 1 week enwere afịa o nwere na chọpụ ya. Ihe na-eme na be anyị poverty so n'ihe na-eme na be anyị now. Nke efu a na-agba moto ndị mmadụ ọkụ, agba ngwa ndị mmadụ ọkụ, iwe na-ewe ndị na-enweghị ihe ha na-eme. That is the problem a na-aya now n'ala Igbo. Problem of na ihe si ike too much. Ụgwọ ụlọ gara ọnụ, afịa nri tinye ego, nke a tinye ego, then na-agwa onye ahụ okwu Naijiria. Ihe niile a so n'ihe na-cause this problem. The people nọ below poverty level nọ na very high population. Ọfa bụ ihe a n'isi na-emebisi ihe ndị nwee nọ. Ọ dị very very serious. Everybody bụ wheelbarrow pusher. Ndị na-enweghị ngwa ahịa, ndị na-enweghị ka ọha ha, ndị keke, ndị kọndọktọ, ndị draiva, ndị fọkụnaiza, ihe niile abụ IPOB apologist na-enwe aṅụrị. And then amaghị m onye nyefe that orientation that na onye ọbụla na-ekwetara na a ga-egbu ya. Ndị a believe na a ga-egbu Sabo niile. That means ịnwe anwa agwafa na ya azụ ahịa ọmụmụ ndị a ga-egbu gị. In fact, onwe nke gwa m na a ga-egbu ụzọ gbu ndị Sabo bifo egbube ndị Hausa. Ndị Sabo a bụ ndị Igbo. Ihe obi by Sabo bụ na-ekwetaghọ na ihe Maazị Nnanta na-epush na a ga-egbu ụzọ wee gbu gị abịa gbuo gị. So egbuo mmadụ ha na-enwe aṅụrị. Ewa ya o jupụta mmụ ndị ewa ya o jupụrụ ngwa ahịa ga ka ọ nọrọ na-asa ese apụta. Ọ na-enwe aṅụrị nne na-ene na onye efu na ihe abụ ụbọchị ntịnes o ifun onwe ka ihe esi njikere wel with him na ọtụtụ na ọma gbafe esi gị. Ị na-anya ifu na ihe a abago na another level ebe ihe a jego a lot of persons amaghị ha na-eme. Nsogbu dị ọ dị very very big. Amụrụ m ebe a ga-ebido ebile emekọta m na-ekwu ọ bụrụ na Buhari na Chineke emeta aka n'obi ka ọkpụpụta Maazị Nnamdị Kanụ ka mmalụ ma ụmụazị anyị adajụ because there is no stopping ebe ụmụazị a na ụmụazị efu na-egbu mmadụ. Ọnwụgo ndị wepụta obi fa ka ha gbuo mmadụ and they will kill. And ndị agha bụ ndị Igbo ọbụla ndị Hausa. Ndị abụrụ people you can argue with. They are not people you can advise unless Nnamdị Kanụ gwa. If not, there is no going back. I was at their mercy. In fact, ndị nwe ihe ha na-eme n'ala Igbo was at the mercy of ndị wheelbarrow and ndị keke because they will kill you. So nnekwu nsogbu dị. I don't even know how we would do. Ebere mbụ ka mmarụ ma a ga-enye nwoke a presidential pardon ka mmarụ ma ala Igbo a ga-adajụnata ka ọma ma ife yi na-agị ma ọ ga-adajụnata Chinefe ọ na-extend o si go ọsụ bataba Anambra now n'ezi n'Ifite ma side Azia ndị na-eme beria na-akwụzi ụmụazị ụgwọ ka a wee mee beria ka rie mmadụ nwụnaghị ga-eje kwụọ ụgwọ mmadụ nwụnaghị ga-eje kwụọ ụgwọ because of ka a ghara inwe casualty. Nnekwu nsogbu dị osi Azia na ọgbara tọkịja nwebere oge ruo Ọnịcha ụmụazị ekeje the whole town because one police nọ na be most of them bụ Yoruba ma Hausa then the few bụ ndị Igbo. You will not want to come out ipụta egbuo gị. So police hapụzi anyị ka anyị gburibe onwe anyị because ha fụ na ndị be anyị na-egbu ndị be anyị. That is why nwere police na-afụ n'iro again. There is no need ebe ọbụla ndị a bụ ndị Igbo na-egbu ndị Igbo. Why police onye Hausa ga-eji bịakwụ na main road na-akwụsị ndị na-egbu mmadụ ọnụọlọ onwe na station. Si enwe nnekwu nsogbu amụrụ m ebe a ga-esi bido but mụ ama na ihe a bụrụ ihe ndị ụmụazị a ga-akwụsịwu. Ụmụazị a agafego na ebe ha merụgo ihe a ọ ya akwụsị gị ihere kwụsị ọhịa nna apụtazi ga-emerizie ya na-eje ka ndị ala.
Okay, daalụ rinne onye nka. One of the things ikwulu ngodala aka and ya bụ ife bụ ife visi sepunte bụ ife ikwulu. Somebody's raised this particular argument last year. We put that n'ife na Igbo bụ class war. No class war ka ọ dị ka oyiji amaghịzị m oyiji m ihe kwuli ya amaghịzị m onye kwuli ife ahụ. And etu anyị si wee kọbaa ya ka o si wee dị maka na ọ bụrụ na ị nwere business ị nwere afọ ị na-azụ ị na-eme ife nwee ife ị na-eme ị ga-anọgodi in depth, especially this time. This economy, ị ga-anọgodi at the edge. So ị ga na-agba mbọ ka ị nwee turnover. So enwere ka ị ga-esi wee na asọpọt gbanye Mike gị Onyeka. Enwere ka ị ga-esi wee nọlụ wee na-akwado ya bụ ife, wee na-akwado ya bụ sit at home. Ya bụ ndị na-eme ife sit at home a ịbụ na ejego m n'ime afịa, ejego m n'Obosi, mgbuko Obosi, wee interact with some of the people nọ n'ime afịa. Ịmago enwere ndị ekwelụ mana ndị agha ekwelụ adịghị ekwusi okwu ike maka na ndị ekwelụ dị very loud and vocal and fa na-abụkenwe ndị ịmago ndị na-enwero shop first of ndị na-enwero shop enweghị ife fa na-eme. So n'ọfanwa bụ ndị na-asị ịmago si gbuo si tigbuo onye ọbụla nwa mepelo shop maka na fa enwero shop fa ya akwụ ụgwọ. So they are not thinking about it. So if ahụ ekwuru bụ ife, in fact, can say just Ketan or the key if I get a discuss separately. So I will put up let's discuss this class war. Because class war brought us on a Nigerian money brought us on a Ndiigbo money the whole Nigeria. The reason why majority of people supported Buhari, but now those people that supported Buhari, they didn't support Buhari because Buhari was the best candidate at the time. But they want to bring down some middle class and they close to them because they can't do these things to super rich people. So now envy towards, especially the middle class. They want to bring them down to their level out of frustration, not because of anything. Now, anyway, different faction to this. I said I won't make this type of contribution, but because of what you said, and I feel like it's important to emphasize on that, so I have to do that. Then there's some people who are very fanatics. They are fanatics, but they do not understand. They do not have the right knowledge because n'obodo ọ bụ na fa bi n'ala Igbo fa ga-aghọta wee malụ ebe mmiri si wee banyesiga n'opi ụgbọgwụ maka na ọ bụrụ na ị nọrọ ebe a onye yi akpụkpọ ụkwụ ma ebe o si afụ ya ụfụ ịghọtago. So maka ọ bụrụ na ị nọ ebe a ị malụ ebe o si emetụta gị, you will feel the impact. So when you're outside, ihe ga na-efeel dị on bụ ife anyalụ gị and kọrọ onye na-enye gị ife ahụ nwee ike ọ bụrụ na onye nwere ife ọ na-eme ihe ga na-efeel gị. Nwere onye nwe business, onye na-arụ on filling station, onye na-arụ on hotel, onye na-arụ on a shop dị viable ga na-enye gị feedback, ga add in support of closing down the shops and closing down everywhere on Monday. Or this is possible. You want to go so if I be venture can put that can if I so all the very important. Man, I give a new Makana if I will equal Enrique. We have Moses. Yes. Unmute your mic so you can make your contribution, Moses.
Nah, Ike, I don't know where to start with this. It's one of my dad argued with me. I remember always arguing with my dad, saying that this one was a strategy. I couldn't see any. And everyone have capable for now. You know the pattern, and you found that this is the same mistake would you come make. I hate to bring this up. We are too emotional. It went on a strategy. The war never ended. Like to my but we stopped fighting kinetic war, went to war, but it never ended. The war was like kinetic bar economic warfare. I have for I see economic warfare now. These people who are telling guerrilla warfare, which never ends. When you open that kind of war, before you need a strong political will, and with the people would even want to, because person this man has empowered the less educated. In this, I've not been to the South for the past years. He has empowered the less, the tarot more. So when you empower people like that and give them such power, to subdue them will take the will now. So the thing now go make it. I don't know how we can stop this, but I hope that Solodobia, they shouldn't pamper these people. We want to bring in prosperity to the Southeast. We want to bring in the jobs. Amazon, Nigeria. Clear strategy to bring economic progress to my people. We should accept that. Without no clear strategy on what's the end game, after 1 year, let's evaluate what have we achieved after 1, 2, 3 years. And we don't understand. We are not fighting. We are fighting. An Igbo man that never came out of the war. We have enemies. And if I was an Hausa man, there was a think tank amongst the ranks of the intelligence units. This is the best time for me to explore. I will make sure the Southeast does not see peace again. It will be so easy for me. Because like this last man said, in that during this thing, send 2, 3 Fulani men near him, say on Monday, Netiti, Enugu, Monetiti on Ebe, the city center and Anambra. Just that fear and panic would drive that ripple effects would keep the economic triangulated economic decline now for the next how many years. So it's very easy for me as an enemy now to come in and manipulate things in a scale. People so people often anticipate moves of your enemy at 7, 3, 4 moves ahead of you. Then you shouldn't be part of the game. But I'm just happy that now I know Soludo personally. I won't want to talk a lot about my relationship, but I know he's a smart man. But never look at the man, intelligence here has you, Poto. Let us bring jobs back to the Southeast. We have the people, we have the knowledge, we have the intelligence. But there's been a power vacuum for such a long time, and now they kind of came road on that. And then our leaders for the past many years have been selfish and wicked. Government there's been a power vacuum. Now the BFIA capitalize on it. I'm happy we're getting good leadership now. I feel like the next coming years now, there'll be a formation of good leadership in Ndiigbo. Genyala can spearhead, the movement to economic progress and security. We need that. We desperately need that. I don't like this cannot. All the kind of money that buy is in the back. Can I remember shop? Shop or being in a shop. But the world is moving past shops. Why none of our leaders now lobby at this point in time? Can where 10,000 hectares, more than 2,000 hectares. Lobby the tech village. Now Enugu, Mona Onitsha, Moyina, Lagos, smart leaders are Lagos anyway. Every single time, the commerce is in Lagos. Entertainment now is in Lagos. Nollywood is, if you don't know it, is the truth. Nollywood started in Asaba and Onitsha. But it's not, Lagos is taking over. You can't do anything. How they're smart. Go to the magnet. The city that is a mega city, if a city is successful, to draw everything. Let me tell you something people don't know. If the East keeps being strangulated economically, and everybody keeps moving to Lagos and Abuja to find jobs, and with that brain drain that got the next 20, 30 years, that's how our culture will gradually drop. That's the ripple effect. So if people are not in the Southeast and they're practicing their, then even you go to Lagos, you'll be forced to speak Yoruba, to belong. It's almost in the music industry now. If you don't speak Yoruba in your song, it will be sweet. You get the point? If you don't speak, go. Anyway, the basket that only wouldn't carry with the village film, 3 million film. Lagos, I'm a film. Let's say Netflix and billions of dollars. And I have sophisticated game, and I have sophisticated games. Where's our leadership? I'll give an example. Amazon, or let me show an example of Amazon. Amazon now, which is similar. I line with commerce. The funny thing is that people that line with commerce don't really have commerce if you do your proper research. So just to bloat our egos. But I'm so emotional. But I become Ndiigbo, so I would say, I just want to present facts so we can maybe talk to our brothers and even when access to government, we talk to our people. I'll give an example with Amazon. Amazon is a company, just one company. But revenue Amazon, sorry, let me give an example. So open as Nigeria get a company, get a buy and sells, more a commerce company. It might grow and be so successful that now one company is equivalent to shop Ndiigbo Naba, no Onitsha, now Lagos, Maria, everywhere times 10. Your revenue will reach 10% of my revenue. I don't know if I make sense.
It's very clear. The typical example that the one that has just happened is Iroko TV. I'm sure you all know that what happened, and that Iroko TV is bigger than Alaba International Market. Those guys in Alaba International Market right now. So that's a very typical example.
It's a very typical example, and our leaders. I was hoping that our leaders would have gone to Abuja and maybe try to start soliciting. I know Lagos is already planning their own talent city. I've said I've read that I will go my last 2-3 months. There's unicorns. Flopper is a unicorn. They value $3 billion. $3 billion. Unicorn, a Nigerian company, and they're already building. And the government and they go Hana.
What did you call it?
Flopper Wave is a unicorn. It's the worth value $3 billion last.
I thought it's $1 billion.
No, current valuation is $3 billion. They just get to investors in. So Lagos State and Hana, talent city. We go Google talent city in Lagos, and they go Hana to start developing tech. And tech, I don't know if people don't get it. Tech alone, the economy of I live in California. The economy of the driver's economy of California is tech and mostly tech. Tesla, Silicon Valley, San Francisco. So tech alone, even with Tech City, somewhere in the Southeast, alone can triple, can have such a multiplying effect that now will be with such competitive advantage. But we should start thinking on the educating people ourselves that the world is moving in a very fast pace. That we need to start understanding those things and then start meeting people like Bahama, because I can on 1992, 1960, 1950. Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Even though I feel like you went somehow tangents, but I allowed you to explore those areas because they are very important. They are very, very important. It's part of the conversation we may be having subsequently. I have been quite very busy. That's why I have been. I only come on space when I'm invited by maybe some sort for NGR. But I will try as much as possible to keep having this type of conversation. I know for a fact that our people we do not have platform where we have conversation. It's one of the major reasons why there. Or have a conversation on and be able to come up with a preponderance view or point or preponderance argument or superior, however you look at it. There is no platform such, whatever. So it's one of the factors that's militating against our the Southeast, the homogeneity of Southeast. The reason why we did not have that common goal or common front in most of the things we do. For example, this type of conversation, if we continue to have it, we continue to hammer on it. I'm sure somehow one day to trigger a reaction, to trigger some people to take proper action. And the more we talk about it, the more we focalize some of these problems, the more people start seeing solution, coming up with ideas on how to go around it. Yesterday, yesterday, someone called me and was telling me how much we have failed to tap into the gas industry that is quite, that's within in our space. And he was so angry because this is something that we can actually, embrace, something we can actually embrace with our two hands and grab it with our two hands. And we are lagging behind in that regard. So he was complaining bitterly. Then I had to remind him that, look, one thing you should stop doing is, this time around is stop blaming and start profiling solution, because at this point we do not have anybody that we are pointing accusing finger to, and we have grown enough to take responsibility as even young people. we should step forward to take this responsibility instead of pointing accusing finger to these older people who I think, in my opinion, have exhausted. They've reached their end point. There is nothing more new they are coming up with. They can't even operate common WhatsApp, let alone operate a digital economy or the modern world that we live in. So we should jettison the idea of always looking at them to lead the way or do things. They can only advise, they can only guide us. But you see, operating or doing practical things that is obtainable in 21st century, count them, put them aside. They can only give you advice. That's the only contribution they can do at this point. So I encourage him to come up with solution or idea on how we can educate our people to see the opportunity in the gas industry and see ways they can actually come in. Of course, we'll come up with something that we can, have a very robust conversation on and encourage our people to look at it as an alternative means of income or something. So I go straight to Adidemili. Adidemili, if you can hear me, kindly unmute yourself and make your contribution.
Hello.
Hi, I can hear you.
Okay, good evening. Hey, people, what is going on in SouthEast need urgent attention ozugbo. Enidika ebido kobuba ihe na-eme na SouthEast. Here Abozi, I don't think near space. It is now time for our politicians, our governors to step in. On our Bazaya middle, we were all here. We all heard what happened at Enugu, how bullets were sprayed in order to enforce it at home. You can imagine, even some people were hit by stray bullets. It's very heartbreaking. What ENM and SouthEast on our basis most of us now to now Imo State side Oru West or something. I'm sorry, I'm pronounced by your former. No, most people are not in Oboda. People have deserted that area. Reason na ESN fondly no more here na nguru mmiri na ebuali egbe we na attacks in the community neba in agent na attacks the community ndo obodo. I have a friend from that place also na hanya abujego kporo mama ya that they no ways that nobody knows in her village. Christmas they did not go. Fear. Like today now, like this week, how can you lockdown Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? What is happening? Ndiigbo. How can you lock up an all in the name of Kibu? Okay. IPOB have lost it. They have lost the strategy. Miscreants have taken over. And now, my God, it will be horrible. Next thing now, for war in SouthEast. The way I'm seeing it. And these boys, name me here, and are like one person who go the couple. One explain, no on the barrel. No Okada, if you know, they have had to go frustrated and they've been brainwashed. Another thing is that IPOB, don't just strategize yourself. We all want the growth of the economy of SouthEast. Only the well-funded, yes. Why can't you people come home? Most of you people now enforce this sit at home. No, in Europe. Most of you are on SouthEast. Today, most of you jelolo. Garo school. But kendi no na tafufu. Declare lockdown. When in a day they will not eat. Family harm and linny. Unana kwe mausa, nkunu jeme fulani, nkunu jeme yoro, okwo munu, how can you people turn around? Ne make it do munu. Why can't you people look for this is 2022. You can't pick up arms. Look at what is happening in the northern part of Nigeria. Or you know how Kunu join on Southeast Nigeria too. It's embarrassing. Many people are moving. If people live east, let's tell ourselves the truth. Ndirapu Southeast this January, it was like a mass exodus. People left. But we don't want to tell ourselves the truth. That is when then people will hear you out. When you keep quiet, nobody will hear you out. It has been a mess. IPOB should go back, call their boys back together, sit them down, talk sense into them. And when faction senior autopilot, what is the meaning of that? Confusion everywhere. Every I see DSS is becoming embarrassing. Especially if you're on Twitter now. Jenasu is a shameless thing. Ndiigbo, we are known to build, not to destroy. We are known to build. I have Burundi maybe here. Just go to Southeast. I know the economy. Young people, no na Twitter. Ama mumbuche. No na yo. Ka ama afam. Ka ono abuna nata ka dia build that Southeast economy. Unuburu nka abute. Umbute sit at home. He need now solution to stop all these things. You people, open up, IPOB, come home. What then go? Can build the industries? See, we are about restructuring. We don't even need government for any government or federal government for any risk. We can come together. Anambra, Enugu, Abia, come together. Etiki build ba Kaya Galune Enugu, okay, Kai will Enugu as technology center, Kai will Anambra Seba, Okaba, Ewelugo business, Maloke Kailua, maybe industrialize here. We employ our own people. We start building. That's how to build a
It appears that we lost Adidemila at this point. We sincerely apologize. I'm sure it's from network. Adidemila, can you still hear me? Okay. We have completely lost her. So we have to move on. Let's go over to Ogonna. Ogonna, you're welcome.
We don't need.
Okay. Yeah. So you rounding up, please. Kindly make it brief so that we can go to other.
We don't need lockdown. IPOB, come home. Come and meet our governor, our political leaders. Town unions. Enugu should be maybe technology. These are Abia. Okay, Aba. Amalgabas, material, textile, and all those things. Let's build it up. This is how we will grow. We will become an envy of all. Obori maybe. Obori put arms. No, this is 2022. If you carry arms, nobody will look at you. You hear me? Before they were saying that UK will do this. What? Can you hear UK may go since the Kanubu citizen here? We should.
Oh, sorry. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
The mayor, you have to wait. I know, but you have to wait for her to. You have to wait. You have to wait. I have to mute you. Kindly wait. Let Adidemili round up. Adidemili, please kindly round up.
Let's come together and build SouthEast.
What about insecurity?
I think God bless you all. Or didn't win.
The mayor, I don't think you can actually hear me. Can you hear me?
If we all remember how Boko Haram came in place.
Okay, let me just allow you to go ahead. All right.
The first blast that happened in Nigeria, it happened with all these Ebola, Merua, and the rest in INEC. It was motivated by some high-profile scholars. Most of them are by sympathy. That blast took place. By then, Boko Haram was celebrating. Boko Haram started in Meduguri. And see where the first attack took place. Niger State. What I'm trying to say is this. When they started this sit-at, the very first day ahead of this sit-at, I was in worry. We are sit at home, nobody should go out. We are doing solidarity sit at home for Nnamdi Kanu. Lest you forget, Buhari is in power. And from the intel I'm into private security though. The intel I'm having, see, I don't really know how it's going to happen. But with the intel, Nnamdi Kanu, Azizaki, and some other prominent underground movement that is happening in Nigeria are not going to leave that place until this man leaves power. We should use our head. Okay, I heard some people complaining about class, whatever class. They will always use class. That is the only tools they have to use. That is the only tools they have to use. They always use class. Go to the north. Check the bandits. I've seen them on this Kaduna road. Very tattered, dirty looking, stinking people. Do you expect the son of Sultan of Sokoto to be a bandit? There must be people from the street, the hungry ones. So many people motivated them. Who armed them? Who gave them vehicles to operate with? This is one thing we should consider. The leaders in the Southeast have something they are hiding from us. I've been saying this. We had a conference where we make a statement on Southeast governors. How can the chief security in the state, number one citizen in the state, say he doesn't know unknown gunmen? What is unknown gunmen? People are benefiting from this, and this is a seed they are trying to plant in Southeast. Don't forget, in Southeast, there is I don't think there is presence of government in Southeast that much compared to other regions. In my community, we do road, we contribute money. Sometimes when you travel to Christmas, during maybe last Saturday of the month, they'll ask you to come out. We need to clear road. Process of clearing that road, you contribute money to do culvert, do bridges, and even renovate primary schools. Some of this issue. My dad got shot because of some of all these one day we went to Bible study. Coming back, they shot him, shouting, today sit at home. Today using all those their slogan, sit at home, sit at home. This is the man that went to church. See, we have a serious issue now. Southeast used to be a very, very peaceful place. Remember, people run away. People run from the north when Boko Haram were terrorizing everywhere. They ran down to Southeast. And you think these people are happy? Where their side is. See, our governors, I will say this and I will say it again. Our governors, our elites in Southeast know many. They are hiding so many things. Okay, look at what Dave Omai said the other day. They are making consultations to come to Abuja to meet. Consultations where people are dying on daily basis. No, thieves, criminals are taking the opportunity of sit at home. They are using it as a medium to carry out that devilish act. And most of our politicians are promoting these people. But they will come to media and criticize them.
we are really going to do something about this. It is not social media stuff. Our elites have hand in this. They know what is happening. This is what happened in the north. I can categorically tell you how many people were involved at the first start of Boko Haram. You know how much is AK? Can the common like a barrel pusher afford to buy AK? We have a serious issue at hand. We are talking about IPOP. Sit at home. These people don't care. Moreover, they don't really care about that. They don't care. Since this issue of I think we lost the man rather right there. So let's go over to some other persons. I have the new king. Please, before you speak, I think we had the new king here. So the new king, go ahead and speak.
Okay, good evening, everybody.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. I'm just going to say what I've been saying before. I don't understand why some of us should be shocked about what is happening today. Not like the signs weren't there years back. It was there. I think what we should be focused about now is what should be the immediate solution. And for me, there is an immediate solution which requires a political solution. But the thing is, how many people in the Southeast are willing to toe that path? How many politicians are going to say, okay, fine, let's bring out ourselves and talk with these people and find an amicable solution? Amicable solution doesn't have to mean that Kano must be released. No, there are a good number of things that can be done to lower the tension. I'm not going to come out and say, Pop, this, that, because today we don't even know who is calling the shots. There's only one man who knows how to run the organization. Kano today is in detention. We don't even know those calling all of this, doing all of this right now. But the politicians know. It's not like they don't know. So I'm going to blame them because they have been chickening themselves over the years. They've been silent over the years, thinking they are silent. By being silent, suddenly something is going to contain itself. No. When you are silent, you are breathing violence. You are breathing a cancer you don't know how large it's going to become. And that is what we are facing today. The earlier we start calling them to order, the earlier they begin to do what they're supposed to do, the earlier we'll find a meaningful solution. Get in touch with top ranks of IPOP. Ask them, what do they want? One of their demands is the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Some of their men are being hunted by Nigerian security forces. Some are in prison for a crime they didn't commit. Some have been killed and displaced. Nobody even knows their whereabouts. These are common men. Nobody, because they don't have any value, we don't even want to sort of make efforts to find out what is going on. So until our leaders do this, I don't see any solution. And the problem is it might get worse. It might get worse. Not because both sides want it, but because both sides is not serious, especially the people who are supposed to contain the situation. Our job is to talk. We will continue to talk. We will continue to advocate. But until those who have the power to engage them do that, I doubt if we are going to have any meaningful solution. And the thing is that, just like we said, you are dealing with a man who is at the bottom. He feels like he has nothing to lose. If you talk with him, he's going to tell you his brother has been killed. This one is in jail. This, that. He feels he has nothing to lose. And now they are grabbing us by the balls. Shutting down businesses is grabbing you by the ball to speak out because you have not been speaking out before. Because you feel you are not affected. But now, indirectly, you have been affected. And the earlier you start talking, the earlier we start asking for these people who have been sitting at the top there, thinking that, feeling so big that they control the Southeast. They are the political leaders, collecting money from federal government, collecting tax money without doing any single thing, without even securing the homeland, without even securing their own enclave, until they start doing something. something meaningful, not just child's play. We are not going to have any solution. They know what they can do. They have done it before. Some of them betrayed it and decided to say, no, let's kill the agitation. Let it die now. Eventually, the agitation did not die. It now resurrected and now became worse. If you remain silent, it might get worse than this. Is an ideological thing. You are not going to kill it. It's quite different from Boko Haram. For those who want to say it's Boko Haram, it's quite different from Boko Haram. But the thing is that one thing with those with this kind of ideology is that they will continue to do everything possible to make everybody uncomfortable. The thing is, let me conclude. I don't want to say much thing. The thing is, until I hope Soludo that is coming in, Soludo understands the problem more than any other person in the Southeast today. He has done a whole lot of work and research on it. He has them on his desk. I just believe maybe let him have the willpower to do all the consultations and do all the needful. Otherwise, with this crop of leaders, nothing is going to be done because they feel like they are not directly affected. But I can assure you, in no distant time, they will be directly affected if they don't want to take any meaningful action to contain the situation. I yield.
Thank you. Thank you so much, the new king. Thank you. Ogonna, are you there?
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for giving me mic. I will speak in Igbo and maybe speak in English. I just want to talk about this seat at home in the East. Before, I was residing in Port Harcourt. Let me say 50-50. I'm not 50 in the East, 50 in Port Harcourt. If you are not in the East, you will not understand what is happening. For instance, let me use a market as Afian as well, so like Obwete now. All on a Saturday, each half ije gote ife. Normally, he get gote 1,000 naira. You Obwete sige, yeah, I was 1,000, not 1,005. If you don't have again, somebody will tell you, Madam, one day you sit at home. If you don't buy today, that is Saturday, Sunday you will not buy. Monday you will not buy, and you don't have option. Then there and there, you have to increase your budget. That's number one. Then after sit at home on Monday, I'm talking out of experience. After sit at home on Monday, then you now go to market on Tuesday, the same one where the market, and you still want to buy the same commodity. You will see them. They will say, Madam, the thing, the price has not gone down. That must sit at home. Normally, what you get around 1,000, you can go to 1,005. Now, Joe, getting the lose na sit at home. Is it Buhari na Abuja and they take care of? Call our people not here. Let me just be truthful to you people. Enugu is no more cheap. And upon all the expensive, no can hear that alone in Nigeria. This issue of sit at home and look at the thing or double. That's number one. Number two, there's these small boys that even when you say they are in university or thereabouts, you dare not even talk to them about the sit at home, let alone telling them about the IPOB. You understand? So somebody saying that everybody they're afraid. How many times I tried to go to Enugu? In fact, as I'm talking to you now, my father no can go to IPOB. What am I saying? I know our governor, our government. All these people are politicians. You cannot expect to go and do PDP, showing that it has a government, go on a government house, they go against the IPOB. Can they give vote to it? The same people IPOB give the man on. For instance, Nike Ebonyi State. Nga na the man did to vote but again the letter at Ebonyi State. The man the Koyab is the worst. Can you like the big man now equal against them? Echebiri Ginuzo, Nechebiri one nigga. Manasing who mistake all the candy elder Sibo me. Initially this thing may be done. Nobody as an elder, he could. That's just what I noticed. He could open okay. And whenever I pump maka, maybe where Calizio Bob and not just you know. I'm talking out of my own opinion, not even my own opinion now. The elders are supposed to be if you got most of them, I'm not going to room Azanuku. Kapupa and Kebezuku, Nigeria don't work with you. After for the people not powerful. Mana, I believe I get this Makia Choy. I believe in every solution, every problem with solution. You understand? Open and do Kenya Ndiigbo Pito Kuboku. Now go Mazia, Nepano, Mano Biafra, the Bini Tuku, who never knew to many to can you go to Nezuko? How many Igbo elders put out non radio on a TV contain this Biafra radio? On your but can't be deceived from why you that radio, no one are any Nako. Mankebezuku Mankebase. Some people they happy now care. Manake elders I put a condemn we hand in whereby. And they could not state actors. Here and now Guru Nanibo, no state actors are taking over. Up one day Baru Pusha the Yoda. Up one day conductor Nenya Yoda. Up one day Nato to Nenya Yoda. And then Yapana Jordan, no open a micro, and they go out when you open a mature. Nekita Nanibo, or where bank for flag in Nigeria. And they put in school. Manadi elders again can you go where you have you. So again, you can do open our elders to do okay. Now, who was you? Who's in the one, who go to the end. And people didn't go you might start, but you might not know the end. Why can I make it? If you don't sit at home, or where's on your way, Hannah? Oh, go on now, while you're on the main road every Monday. Getting the bunda, or on your man, I find out on those people. For how long are we continue to live like this? I won't need people on Igbo, not outside the Igbo, not support her and never know. I won't need people on Igbo, not outside the Igbo, not support her and never. Is you come against you watching like a gamagi. Because some dog can I want everyone at home when you tell you go. Is you go take one out to your honor king and last Monday, I'm not at sit at I'm not at sit at home. One on women not side or wet them by the tail on every Holy Ghost. One of my friends in the corner. And say, thank God now, boy, I'm not like this from nowhere. One of the local business lively from nowhere also tika. It wasn't funny. But now the elders are you forget. You can govern on side, but when you're going to have you. Somebody was even saying that Soludo will do something. Yes. One day, Soludo campaign, I was there. The man said something. Everybody must come to the table, then we'll discuss. I think the man already has a solution to it or something like that. We are waiting for him to come and call everybody, all the Eastern governors. Let's come to round table and know what is happening. Our economy, Eastern economy is going down. Nothing. So yeah, they could be called. That support here. How do you go and the thing now was see what had the consequences. See your bad go because media carry go but when is on your hand and
all right. Ogana,
thank you.
You're welcome, Dalo. Biko Ndibani Ekene Monyabona. Bosin Ketata, Chologa, Aina Basalu, sit at home in the Southeast. Moto Kikeba Bidelu, Eroga Bidelu. Mana Agamacho, Onyabona Gachi, Ko Bie and Kenke. So that other people can as well join and also have their time, please. Biko Kaibie and Kenke. Kaiga to Dr. E. Moralo. Dr. E. Moralo, unmute your mic and make your contribution. Dalo.
Asna anad homa burundense. Anad burundense. Ndense in this case na bolo our politicians and all these our elders as the last person who onwere ihe fọbụ kwuru oge ọ na-ekwu okwu gbasara ma tek ma ihe eji wee maa n'Igbo ga n'Igbo bụla ebe dị mma iji mana ihe anyị chọpụtara ihe niile a na-ekwu tata bụ na onye ọbụla na-ajọsọ onwe ya na-akpọ treat symptoms instead of treat the disease. Onye ọbụla na-etipụta n'okwu a. Before ihe this start launch will be done. on will ebe nyawo mmiri wee ba opi nyawo ụbọgụ. Because Nnamdi Kanu eziokwu na nwere power vacuum of fill way up. Those things will the things I personally address first. Now Muhammadi no kwa na mkpọrọ na nga. Then I want that because so now one whether I want likely or I want likely. The governor in the whole in the book. Ndebukwana elders one ando hanes and dochi. Onwelo onye na-ekwu gbasara ihe na-eme n'ala Igbo, onye tụọ ahịa na Lagos, ego eju ebula ahịa from Lagos wee ruo n'ala Igbo, karịa ego eju etu ahịa from China or US or Australia, any other part of the world. Ụmụ ihe niile na-awụrụ ihe anyị nwa adaghị ekwu okwu. Sọsọ nyanwụ nwa amadi bidozi mkpụrụ ezie gbasara maka ihe nyawa ihe ka eji wee kpọchie ya. Ma anyị nwa anaghịzi ekwu okwu gwa nyanwa ka o esi wee pụta. Eziokwu na because everything we are all complaining, we're all sitting on the complaint table and we're all just complaining about things that are happening. Please, we need solutions. As the last speaker spoke about elders and all that, we need solutions now. These complaints should stop. We need solution. This the idea of coming down to the table, coming to the table with every actors. I think that's the welcome one. Speak to these people. The people that said the barrel pushers are leading us, yes, because that is the same power vacuum that's been created. Those people who are intelligent and those people who are learned and those people who are capable of leading us have shied away from that leadership position. Hence why the barrel pushers will take you over. So you need to call everybody to the table. In hindsight, everybody's opinion, whether you're a barrel pusher, a doctor, a lawyer, is important for us to grow our neighbor. And I know Uche is a strong advocate. In fact, he's the strongest advocate of the development of our neighbor. But our neighbor can only develop when we have that political power, when we can be economic power, when we can have those powers. You can't just develop our neighbor without having those powers. We have to find a solution whereby if Nnamdi comes out to talk to these people, because if it doesn't come out, I don't think nobody in Ndiigbo will have that power to talk to these people enforcing the seat at home. We need to find a solution for him to either come out or a political solution, whatever solution it is, to speak to these people. And I think before now, which rightly said that 2 minutes, please, so that every person will have a say in this. Which I thank you so much for the mic. Are you?
All right. Thank you, Moralo, for that point. So I will go straight to Robert. Robert, you may have the floor now. Robert Angela, are you still there? Okay, we'll move straight to Onyi. Onyi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you have the floor now.
All right, thank you very much, my brother. I will be very, very short because we have been speaking about this thing for a long time now. I'm currently in my village now, and honestly speaking, because there is a project we are doing, and then we need some of the people that are working on our site to be able to come to site and do something. But with this sit at home now, in fact, they have cut down. In fact, we don't even know when it will stop. They have cut down the time that I will have to stay. They have cut it short by 4 days because the next 3 or 4 days will be useless. But what am I trying to say? These things we have been saying, we have been talking about it before. Now, the monster we created is now causing trouble everywhere. The problem, the thing is that people like us who were trust to anything I pop. To be frank, because they are equal. I think, oh, they like Ndiigbo. Oh, they bandit IPOP, most of them that can on how boozer when sorry for my language, all the can have boozer when I know first before we know what is all about. And my work is normal, easygoing and law-abiding Ndiigbo. The menace of IPOP. They will be telling you, now we are now comparing. I'm not even before Buhari became president. In fact, one particular time, I was nearly caught up in Nyanya, Abuja, where they were a bomb blast in 2014 March 2014. We knew what insecurity is all about. We knew this thing. We are caught because at the end of it was because of that I have to even go to East. I now demanded that I want to go to East and start working. And when I went to East, every place was serene. There was no security problem. I remember when we had one match like that. That is why I'm one match in the Real Madrid with the Atletico Madrid Champions League. I'm outside and what, but I couldn't go out. I had to watch it in my house because of uncertainty. Because I was in the north that time. We knew what insecurity is all about. We know what with the angle we are going because this was how Boko Haram started and this banditry. Normal, easy, law-abiding Igbo people, we were living in denial. And you could have said, no, and we are backing them. Then look at it now. So we have to undo, that in a nutshell, we have to undo whatever we have done. It's as simple as that. All those Igbo politicians, for me, I don't care. I know a lot of people will attack me because of this. All those Igbo politicians that are seen to be sympathetic to IPOP with the main reason why we are here. I don't bloody care about whosoever the politician might be, no matter what the person have. Most of them, we are just doing that for their own personal aggrandizement. So that we will look away from whatever ills they might have done and then focus on the fact that they are supporting IPOP and in turn supporting Igbos. IPOP see themselves as if they are Igbo, just like one of the speakers said, they are control with the conductors. And no intellectual, no right-thinking person. I listen to IPOP broadcast most of the times, and I see people that can be passed as deranged individuals with the way they pass orders, with the way they threaten people. And I begin to wonder the kind of people that listen. Some of our politicians have the guts. If you have the guts to go and even go and be demanding, because it's not people now to save them. I'm sorry, but I'm among those people that are a little bit spot. And now, IPOP don't deserve no mercy. Anybody that is seen to be, for me, anybody that is seen to be sympathetic, people should. I don't know why I am on Ndiigbo. We are trading too subtly like this. Once beaten, twice shy. I never snack a web back and when to anybody that is Oru East, na Oru West, na Imo State now is now condemned. My in-laws stay at the Olo area. In fact, I'm supposed to go to Okigwe to see one of, but I'm not going there again because my life is not safe there. I'm supposed to go to Okigwe, but I'm not going. Imagine Nancy Song as far as UK, get back to Nigeria, but I cannot see my in-laws. Have you seen where IPOP have taken us to? Have you seen where IPOP? Have you people seen how IPOP has affected? Because the place is not safe at all. I can't even do so. Anybody that is seen to be in support of IPOP should be seen as an enemy of Ndiigbo. It's as simple as that. We can continue living in denial. Oh, happy. No. We can continue living in denial. Things will continue spoiling. Things will continue spoiling. All right. Politician. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. All of those who didn't know me because this thing, I have seen this thing firsthand. And I know the damage that this thing will cause if you leave it to fester. Thank you very much.
Let's have other opinions. I'm sure there are people who may also counter your opinion. I would like to hear from them as well. But let's go over to Odera Collins. But please, when you are speaking and you see my hands up, if you see my hand up, just kindly note that I'm telling you to round up so that I wouldn't be interrupting you, But before you go there, someone sent me a message and, he wanted me to clarify that the sit at home is not effective in Owerri, but it's very much effective in Olo. He said, we all know Olo has been hot for some times, so it is normal for people to want to feel safe before coming out for business. So there's no 100% sit at home in Owerri. So he wanted me to clarify on that. All right. Odera Collins, you may have the floor now.
Good evening, everybody.
You're welcome.
Please, am I permitted to speak English?
Of course.
Okay. So, if I'm going to someone said something about us being solution-oriented in this matter, but how can you negotiate with an almost faceless body? Why I say an almost faceless body is, take for instance, and we sit at home, okay? I am married, I want to be a press release from Monday to Thursday. You join your second on Monday to Wednesday, when you're second on Monday, when you're second on they put up by 4 p.m. we keep up. But basically, people are living in fear. So, long story short, we're gonna arrest. Fine. Right, but is this the right way to go about it? Is it helping anyone on the East? Na sector no, how many people go from outside the East to make business here? But because of a security problem, first of all. Take for instance, last week in Enugu, there was a fracas. 82 division, look at Ababebe, even Holy Ghost. They might now running for their lives. On a benefit, then, on one kind of the young people is somewhere there. Because when we send the Ohanes and Ndiigbo, obviously they're not doing anything for us. On one kind is because it's escalating so much. And I'm very sure that I don't want the IPO being on this conversation, possibly, right? The apologists. Because I've been sitting at home since morning. And it's not just for me. No, we can learn from home. And if it is one, no, for the day, as enough for our own good. Our own good. Overhead government does not care about the hand wine. Just like shooting yourself in the leg. So, I know the wisdom the one address then no say na makanobo na the kana na this thing has to continue. So utu aka si we digidizi no baby. Aga my family to be very honest, me I'm frustrated. I'm like in the last 2 months I've considered is it possible to relocate from the east to another place? Because the place I believe in so much, otherwise.
Collins. Because this is a very sad experience. A lot of people have a very, very bad and sad experience tales to tell about this very situation. But I get in here on I got my family. Nemeka, Obu Tonogi.
Good evening, everybody. I don't know whether you can hear me. Good evening.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I'll start by saying good evening once again. I'm Nemeka Ike. I am from Imo State by ancestry, but I was born and bred in Abia State, where I still reside up until this time. Okay, so as regards this matter of sit at home, IPOB, and a whole lot of things that has been happening lately in the Southeast, whenever this topic is always brought up, there's the first thing I always say. Now, it takes a lot of tying of knots, tying the knots before it becomes, but before it takes a lot of tying of the knots. Now, I will start by also saying that one of the challenges we have faced in southeastern Nigeria is that we have a lot of successful southeasterners that are respected all over the world, but Southeast, Igbo, they will give value. We have Igbo men who have value, but the land that produces these people don't have value. Now, take for example what happened in the South when the what's their name now? The terrorists from the South, let me use that word, the Asari Dokubos of this world. Now, the reason they could hold governments, federal government to ransom was because they had something the federal government was benefiting from. What can we look at in Southeast and say, Nigeria wins? Nothing. So we've over the years had Southeasterners who have amassed wealth, who have become successful in whatever industry they have, but has not brought home that wealth to benefit Nigeria. Because in cases like this where you want to achieve something or you want to hold the government to a standstill, those are the things you can shut down and government and say, okay, let us listen to these people. But because there is nothing, as one empty place, it is possible and it is very easy for the federal government to say, they will come back to their senses and they will remove the sit at home that they have imposed upon themselves. I will not deny the fact that IPOB has been very instrumental. They have been the strong voice over a period of time now to make the whole world know that there is a serious level of marginalization the Southeasterners suffer. So I will not openly condemn, even though I know that a lot of strategies and they take over time has not really been very productive. So I will not openly say, IPOB, there are a lot of things which are hidden secrets that we know that Nnamdi Kanu exposed, and because of the knowledge we have of those things, we were conscious of them, and for whatever reason, they did not happen again. Now, the question should be, what should be the solution to this? What should be the solution to this? My own solution to this is this. I always tell people, you cannot fight power if you're not in the corridors of power. It's not possible. We can make 1,001 space meetings like this and still nothing will change. So if there should be a structural or constructive strategy where we have people who have the interest of, say, Biafra or Igbo at heart, calling, being in the positions of power, that is the only time we can instill the change, actually. But all of IPOB, I want to make IPOB but nothing will change because constitutionally, IPOB has no power. Nnamdi Kanu is not legally recognized in Nigeria as somebody who is in any position of authority. So whatever he says will not hold water for two reasons. One, Nigeria, that's one. Two, there is nothing you are going to hold down and clamp down in Alibo that is affecting Nigeria. So what I have to say is this: we must be very intentional and deliberate about people who we elect into positions of authority come 2023, because that is where this problem can be resolved. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nnamdi. I almost called him Nnamdi. Mpoto Chineze, it's your turn to speak now.
Hey. Okay, that. Ife mgbe ikwu n'ife abụla mgbe m nọ secondary school m na-agụ akwụkwọ na St. Charles n'Ọnịcha around 2004-2005 enwere ife masọbụ n'Ọnịcha amara m ka onye n'ime ụlọ ụmụ ebe a nwere ike imetere onwere ike nke ọ dịra strong as IPOB so many people amarụ mana mgbe ahụ ụwa zuru ike na enwe nnukwu nsogbu gbasara ndị masọbụ ekpodatasịrị ndị amị na n'Ọnịcha ịghọtago so emecha kpọdata ndị amị egwu ụmụazị ya rinne ma akpọrọ afa kịta onwe ndị mma rinne ndị mma egbuchasị ndị ma ndị nne n'anya ntu a ndị amị ilu obodo ha anachietara ruo tata so ihe niile a mechi ebe niile bịa jụọ ya ebe niile bịa dajụọ anyị wee na nke ahụ agago na onwe ezi ka eme ya ama ọzọ fast forward to few years ago anụkwa na nke ọzọ ebido ga-asa ibe m ji ekwuli skin bụ change by ideology gbanwebe change be na-egbanwe ihe niile anyị na-edi ihe ka mmadụ Peter Obi akwa anyị na-edi mmadụ ịtọ ma ọ bụ ịnọ ịfụ ka anyị Igbo ya esi wee dị so ka anyị bidogodi n'ọchịchị bido ndị anyị otu a Soludo Banyego anaghị ajụrụ ya ka ihe ga-eme gbasakwana ya mana ofu okwu nchi ikwu ebe a bụ na ya abụrụ ihe eji ike eme onye sị gị na ọ nwere ike ebuli egbe jee gbaa nke nwana mee mkpụta ndị amị it won't solve it after 5 years or 6 years 10 years another group ya bi ntekwa bidokwa mebekwa otu a ndị nke a si eme daalụnụ
nne nwanne m nwoke ọya abalị ndị be anyị ekene m ụnụ ana m ayọ onye ọbụla si gbanyebe mmiri si wachibe maka na ife mele emego mana anyị ga-agba mbọ tinye anya na mmiri wee nyochaa anya bụ ife wee malụ ka anyị ga-esi eme ya bụ ife moto wepụ kemgbe anyị bidoro ọ fọrọ nkeji one na one akwụkwọ 12 mana anyị ga-anabata mkpụrụ mmadụ one ma one wee pịachie ya bụ ife ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ na-achọ ikwu okwu mana m ga-agba mbọ ịmago ọ bụrụ na inye gị maịk biko ibie na nke ka e wee nwee ike ịnabata ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ. Abembem Chukwu nonsense. N'afọ gị nke no.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, fine. Yes, I want to first of all thank you for the platform, Uche. What you're doing is really amazing, and I like it when young Igbo people come together and we talk about issues that are disturbing us. Yes, I also like the fact that a lot of us here have accepted and agreed on a few things. One is the fact that IPOB and its operations over the last, say, 6 months and the whole sit-at-home thing has not been in favor of the Igbo people. It is actually affecting us. I have a burial to attend in Anambra State, Ogidi to be precise, on Saturday. I wanted to go on Wednesday. Yesterday, someone told me about the whole sit-at-home. Now, I was meant to pay for hotels. I was meant to fly and land in Anambra State at the airport. I can't do that now. I'll probably have to land in Asaba. I have to now stay in a hotel in Asaba. The jobs, the opportunities, the money I would have spent in Anambra State, I would have empowered somebody in Anambra State, somebody who drives a cab, somebody who owns a hotel, people at the airport. It's gone to somewhere else. It's really affecting us. Now, that apart, someone else here said that you cannot do this with violence. If it's about Nnamdi Kanu being arrested, the truth is, I don't see Buhari releasing that guy till 2023. I don't know. Probably it happens. We hope it happens that he stops the whole violence. But if that does not happen, what is the way forward? That's what we should be talking about, because yes, the Igbo people have been marginalized. It's been happening. It's a but then what do we do? First of all, we have to find a way to stop this whole IPOB menace. The sit-at home has to stop. It doesn't matter how it's going to happen. It doesn't matter if it's the military. It doesn't matter who gets to stop it. It has to stop. Then after that, we have to now talk about how we need and how we should have people who have the Igbo people at heart in places where decisions are being made, where it matters. There's only one president in the country. There would only be probably 3 senators from the states, how many House of Rep members. But that is not all. There are a lot of other places where decisions are being made. We even have people that are Igbo in a lot of those places. What are they doing for our people? I can confidently tell you that in the next 10 years, you're going to have a lot of people who are from the north in the next 10, 20, 15 years at FIRS, and they are going to be the decision makers because they have been strategic about employment. They have employed their people. CBN is the same thing. NNPC, it's even at NNPC. But some other organizations have had a somewhat a monopoly in the places where the Igbo people are. What have they done for their people? How have they made sure that in the next 10, 15, 20 years, we would have people who would speak up for us in those places? And that is the only way we can actually bridge this gap. We cannot guarantee that the next, okay, let's assume we get the next president 8 years. After that, then what next? The marginalization continues. We need to find a way to have our people in places where decisions are being made. And when they find themselves there, they have to remember that they should have our interests at heart. That is how this problem will be solved. I don't want to waste too much time. Thank you for the platform.
Thank you so much for focusing on the solution, because that is more important, because at this point, we are looking for ways to go around this. A lot of people have been offering, highlighting the problem, which most of us are aware of. But we are looking at the solution, way forward, what do we do next, and how do we, stop this menace from getting out of, it has gotten out of hand, but how do we, reverse the whole situation so that we get back to our normal lives in our need. That's what we're asking for. So, Onyobodo, you're welcome. You may have the floor right now. Onye obodo ị na-ewe n'aka enu, ọ bụrụ na ị na-ana ife nne.
Yeah, Leo, good evening, everybody.
Daalụ.
Well, a lot have been said, and we in Enugu, like today, I actually moved around. And then Mama, and where I see
when they come wire potakwa, kama I ginger the spirit of the people. Kafuna, basically, all this it at home narrative, can the and the one legitimate to an extent because when put out today, Garita see no independence layout. Went through the stadium, went through the ShopRite, Ababa, towards Enos, towards Noah's. I came back. I can actually count that. I don't come for Moto 10 na main road. But the good thing I noticed today was the soldiers were strategically located. Every ShopRite, they packed 4 of their vehicle. Every stadium, they packed 2 of their vehicle. And their presence we are noticeable in all those strategic places. So there's no point we tracing it back to how this thing started because it's obvious that will be a product of there's no leadership. I'm telling you, the situation in Enugu today, Enugu can witness it today, is enough to unseat Oyabunabo political power. Do you understand? I expect the leadership, the legitimate government, by now, they themselves should be talking to the people. They themselves, governor, senator, because they with time on air, with communication with the people, town hall meetings, get up the proper campaign. Go around, tell people, these things are will not help. This is the plans we are making. Because I believe they are not folding their hands. The fact that there are no result from them doesn't mean they are folding their hands. I believe they are not folding their hands. I'm every time, the accident the security meeting in the government house, they are not sleeping. They are not sleeping, but they should be talking to the people by now. Give them confidence. Even our brothers who feel like now wasted that guy wanted justice. They themselves should devise a means to reach out to these people. These people are not spirits. They are humans. They are humans. They are not spirits. The other time, I seen I got put the ESN something about first. That's the situation now, Nani. And we have people in government who say they are representing us, who are in leadership position, legitimate government, and they are not saying anything. So I believe that at this point now, more of communication, more of that town hall meeting now, the governor, or village, also is executive governor, or just not village in cap, I never found on I never this SYZ thing, I make a sure and come. Now, yes, I am not going to meet about yes, we are sorry for the misdoing that we have been doing for some time now. Now, can I make a question and now because it is secure release. When people hear these things, even how well life, they have blood in their system. You get it. It's just because no one just so so that's why people like some of them I say okay, you see so yeah, which I'm but then the situation is so terrible. Or not cascade in the iPod or whatever. This is not the time to begin to call names or paint anybody black. Now people were pushed to the wall, and that's the result that we are seeing. Thank you very much.
Biko gbanyụtalụ mic gị ka anyị wee ike nabata onye ọzọ. N'egbufuru oge, aga m achọ ka mkpọlite celebrity poet. Celebrity poet, ọ bụrụ na ị nọ ebe a ka ị bịa were mic.
Anọ m ya. Ndị be anyị ekele m unu. Nọnso ekele m gị onye mgbo. Really, ihe kwuru nọnso bụ majority of things in Chariku. Today, this evening, I went out to buy drugs somewhere, and the guy was complaining to me that now he doesn't think he's going to stay here after the first quarter of this year. Because they want to find their letters in a week I condemn on Monday. Then this week now, I that's a testament to the anarchist ideology and governance the IPOB have imposed on the people. The IPOB, as I know it, I've never supported them because I'm on the end game. The end game is for an anarchist society where onye ọbụla ebaru pusha ga-ebinite ọtọ, declare everybody car fasting. After close to you, they'll kill you. That's where it's getting to. I was in Ogbete some time ago. If I met 2 years ago, 2 barrel pushers are not bankata. I was just listening to them. So I say, man, then we tap Biafra now. The Arab is here, but I know how one aqua. By no office, they go government. Opero lies that they were told. So I believe that they were El Dorado, but what Biafra. So when they go haywire to get some things done, you now know from where they are coming from. Now, having said that, let me come to solution. At least quick fix. Because of the kind of job I do, I travel throughout the Southeast. As far as Mondays are concerned, if you go to Ebonyi State, if you go to Abakaliki, life moves on freely and normal. If you are here, seat of government in Abia State, people go about their business, doing their business. Banks are open and all that. But if you go on it, or borrow this senseless sit at home. Now let me come closer. Let me come home. The Enugu State. I will pin the problem on the governor. I'll pin it on him. I don't think governor who collects up to $1 billion every month as security vote will do nothing. Because I'm going to research what actually happens in Enugu is fear. People will come and spread fear.
Celebrative words. Let me please let me just eat into your time a little. Inanya enwere ife kwuru ịbịa na Abakaliki na ndị mmadụ na-aga they are going about their business and nwere nsogbu enwere na Abakaliki. And ịbịakwa na Ụmụahịa ọ dịkwa etu anwa. Kedu ife ọ dị gị ka kpatara ya? Kedu ife ọ dị ka melụ these two cities, okay, including Owerri, I don't know where. No one with an M and only aga their business. Imago, Kafasi John. Kedife or the Capatalo, Ifa, the way they to Ama. Manibe Dedica Onicha, Oka, Inugu, away or by when violence, Kedi Batalia Bife.
Okay, that's why I talked about the governors. If these two governors, they are playing to the gallery. They are just trying to be named in the good book. That's okay. That is what happened. Because when I go to Ebonyi State, I see police vehicles lined up. If we had like 10 of them, and they move slowly by the roadside, slowly. Then I want to. You can say around the city, now future security formations. People are moving on the street, reassuring the people. So I want to get like this, but I want to anyhow. Don't care, man. But that's not one. Because all the time, I'm not go. So because people are not seeking about me that you cannot do that without them getting you. Okay. Because the governor of Ebonyi State, which I'm sure I know about him so much. IPOB. So because of it, he has empowered the security formation in the state. And they are up and doing. But often they don't go about when DPA when the patrol or to move. All governors see what they for security votes. Now, We watch on Mondays, Nelugu. So police, he hardly see police. But on Tuesday, like this, have been Okosbande, Machabandi, Yahoo. Haga, Sachi, their mouth. Upon that government is dumb. So let us heap this blames on the government. Let's call the government out. The man in Lion Beauty, which also each time I throw stone at him because people don't know. I don't see. Agbachin Kitty. As I saw Gidez Anya, people need to talk to the man in Lion Beauty. Nobody host to comedy. See now you have Mamo Kausi a photo up. That is not what governance is. The man has reduced governance to pedestrian level. So I need to make sure that in 2023, folks like this man here do not come back. Please, all right. I'll give the mic here, please.
Thank you so much. I would like to bring Robert. Robert has been here, but he has been going off and on. Network has been really yanking off several times. So I would like to bring you on board. If you are here, if you can hear me, unmute and speak. Please make it brief.
Thank you, G. Thank you very much for this beautiful thing. Can you hear me?
Yes, but you may want to increase your voice a little bit.
All right. Okay. Just to add to what Adaike Mile has said and celebrity, a lot of people have said, I just want to propose a solution. The first is that if the IPOB or whoever is giving this directive can call off this tattoo first, because you are killing yourself, you are killing your brothers. That's the first step. If you can call it out first, yes, we know there are grievances that are still outlined. The truth is that just like everybody has said, Buhari is an idiot. It doesn't look like if Buhari will remain in power during 30, it doesn't look like he will release Ndiigbo. Even plus Ndiigbo. And when you look at Zakate, it took how many years for them to release Zakate? Despite court order saying releasing, despite court order. How much more? I mean, so let's just be real here. But aside that, leave that one aside. Call of this tattoo first. Then put out your grievances. Is there anything we can do as brothers to assist many of our brothers who are in the prison unjustly and other grievances that are outlined? Remember, this tattoo is just a way of clamoring for better ways for Igbo people. And many of the Igbo people say, are not in support of it because they don't even believe in the ideology, the method. You understand? Other thing there is that Soludo is looking like a prominent figure. We can all work with Soludo in knowing how he can use, he's coming now as a new governor, new vigor. He wants to bring something into the table. So we can all work with him and see what he has to offer, how we can rally around him. He, of course, Soludo has prominent people he can work with. I see this new team is trying to bring them to the table. People can work tenaciously with Soludo. I'm very pretty sure that hopefully we can arrest this situation at this point in time. But let me say something here. If this thing is not arrested in the next, after Soludo comes to power, like let's just 2 months after Soludo comes to power, I tell you the truth, the Nigerian government will take over. When they take over, if they hear "I" from your mouth, this is the vision where I go. If they hear "I" from your mouth, shoot aside, and nothing will happen. If you get to that point, and nothing will happen. But I pray it doesn't get to that point. That's my prayer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robert, for keeping it short. So we go straight to Doji. After Doji, then we'll come to you, Plato. Doji, if you are there, kindly unmute yourself and make your contribution. Dalo.
Good evening, everybody. I'm very, very happy that we're discussing this at this particular time. Although very, very late, very, very late. Because some of us who started talking at the initial stage, we were the levels, we were the intellectuals for saying what we saw. Many people are talking about IPOB and otherwise. I would rather say that we have been Talibanized. We're dealing with Talibans. We're not dealing with people. We're dealing with Talibans. We're dealing with a tyranny. We're dealing with people who don't even care about other people, about what you feel, what you think, how it affects you. It's just all about what they want. Now, each liberation from the predators, and all you do is
kill those who say, no, I don't want this. And in your fight to get liberated, you then start starving us. How issue and be the motons here? The Bible knows you today by this particular time that even my mother cannot go to the market on Monday. I'm not going to be a frag is a deal. We're talking about democracy here. And then actually in the Biafra are pushing a kind of government like we can see now that will not be government of Onyo Kuchie, nor government of Nkai Kugeme. Because in a system where you cannot say that natural this or not this I was arguing with some IPOP guys. And what they told me really shocked me. I heard, if you say this in Ndiigbo, you will be killed. And I asked the question, are you then still bringing the Biafra for me or for yourself? And this is a question we all should ask ourselves. All of us who are drumming for IPOP or sympathizing IPOP or clapping for IPOP. Let us ask ourselves this particular question. The Biafra Anachi Wetarani, or for us, or for them. Because in a situation that I cannot speak, okay, here and now, we are crippling ourselves. Buhari must hear what? Before I go to Buhari, at this particular point in time, Buhari has it. He is the number one citizen. Take it to the bank. So what we are doing is crippling our own economy. Now, how many people that canceled their tickets that were supposed to come home? I plan to come with my family. I know many people, a minimum of 10 of my friends plan to come with their family. All of us canceled that. How many people that stopped in Lagos? Me, myself, courage. My parents are still alive and they're aged. And I was like, how can I come to Nigeria and form my parents? That courage can be wagered and able. To be sincere anyway, it wasn't what I expected. It was calm. The place I am. But now to Lagos, I started hearing from my friends. 3 of my friends were kidnapped, and they were kidnapped by ESN. They gave they confessed that these are ESN, and they were caught, and after some question, and all those questions, they are lying that they are Biafra. Okay. And otherwise. Some give 500,000, some give 1 million, some give 700,000. None of them were hurt anyway. I won't lie to any against anybody. But the truth is that we are breeding anarchy. The people in the north were pampering it. It was all about pampering it. Yeah, I ain't made the south. Before they knew what is happening, they are caged. And today we are pampering it. The person I respect so much on this thing now, Governor Wike, who came out and beat his chest and spoke to IPOP. This cannot happen in my state. When you bring this here, I will shoot all of you. He said it. And today, this nonsense is not happening in River State. And our leaders were playing hocus pocus with us. Yes, they were playing hocus pocus. Abaribe keeps on supporting and sympathizing IPOP, whereas he is sitting in an office representing Nigeria. Obunochi support to IPOP. Let him resign from the office of Nigeria and stop eating our money. Then he goes and support IPOP. You can't work as a hypocrite. It's not going to happen. Somebody like me, IPOP, I will not like Abaribe. Telling you what you want to hear is not by my name is telling you the truth. No. It is Ghana. It is using you to get my own whatever I want. That is what it is. Playing with your heads. Abaribe knows who votes him. They are the IPOPs, and you don't want to lose that figure. This is why he's telling you all the things he's telling you. Let Abaribe go to the plenary and stand there and tell the Nigerian government that what we want is to go, and not all the things he's doing. I am calling him out. I don't know what will happen tomorrow, but
thank you. Onye ga-ekwu Kanye gave Kukita now upward plateau, after plateau, then Peter. Plateau, okay.
Mama, and I'm not person devil.
I have ballet.
Because even my people na say, no one na no like belly to get dona uku na ponya goes.
I for.
And my one Ndiigbo for no one na more than military. Now I am on the back. So, when I you can't even Ndiigbo want to blow. Yeah, we have a upon with those or we have a diggy bada with those. Makamiba na Ndiigbo. No matter what. Even na Ndiigbo, made a Ndiigbo to go and solve it. Iji kwesị okwu ọ bụrụ IPOB kọsịrị ya ahụ. Nwaanyị n'anya 2016 oge IPOB bidoro na-eme peaceful demonstration. A na-enecha anya wee dee one article m dere. Title ya from north to southeast. Is there a convert plan by the federal government to turn the southeast into northeast regarding the problem that is happening there? Our leaders in the southeast, if they were doing that, you don't have an IPOB. I'm going to be so honest with us. But our leaders in the southeast were not doing their jobs and everybody kept quiet. Yes, it's true that the federal government of Nigeria has been so unfair to us, the Igbos. It didn't start under Buhari. In all fairness to President Buhari, it didn't start under him. Under the successive government, it was like that. Under the Jonathan, it was just appointment that we got. There was no basic infrastructure to, for us to show, but we got appointment that not, result tangible achievements for us to continue to do whatever we are doing. Now, people were being killed. Let's be honest. People were being killed. The herdsmen were killing people, and governors would cry, especially the governor of Enugu State. He would go and cry. He won't do anything. He would have the courage to say anything. So let's just be honest, because if we don't address the root of the matter, we're not able to solve this problem. Somebody have said something, leadership failure, vacuum, the leadership vacuum in Poland. And all of us know that power like nature abhors lacuna. There must something to be there. Because our leaders were not fulfilling their responsibility, IPOB saw the factory and occupied it. And we are where we are today. The governors, the senators, they were not there. They can't even speak. If you go to the north, okay, let me tell you something. Under Jonathan, when the then chief of army started, they were fighting Boko Haram head on. The governor of Adamawa State said that they were committing genocide in the north, that they were killing their people. He took them to ITC that made Jonathan to retire here in car. Boldness. If you come to the east, nobody speaks first. But then it's not an excuse for IPOB now to come and start killing the same people, destroying the same people you want to protect. So you see that in the east, we are like orphans. If you go to the head, there's no way. If you turn to right, IPOB, they won't give you what you want. If you turn to the leaders, they won't give you what you want. See that we are frustrated. So there should be a new movement in Poland that will balance the equation. Because if you look to it, Ndiigbo depends mostly on remittance. If you look at the budget of Anambra State, budget of Ebonyi State, budget of Enugu State, Imo State, Anambra State, if you join it, it might not be equal to the budget of Lagos State. For us to know that Ndiigbo depends mostly on remittance. Money that is being spent on Ndiigbo today, most times is not money in Ndiigbo. The remittance from outside Nigeria and within Nigeria, other states outside the east. Now, if we don't do what we're supposed to do, hope for us. Look at that state. It's a mess. So now, somebody said something is very, very important. Our political leaders will divert attention. We The only problem we have is the federal government. That's not the problem we have. The number one problem we have, I keep on saying, okay, no, that are more dangerous than okay, because so okay, no, because okay, no, the bad no. So, now, I hope I had to sit at home on Monday, according to the honest what the name is called. But we are still being chased and killed on Monday. Look at what happened on Monday. The case of Imo State, it is more or less a battle between Okorocha and the president governor, Uzodinma. So they are now using IPOB as a cover. And I also said something that if you create an environment, other people will come and start to manifest, and it will be on us. Because if IPOB did not go violent, yes, but when they were protesting peacefully, they were being killed before they went violent. But now, it is on us. We are being destroyed by ourselves and by the federal government. It is as we don't have hope, but we need to wake up and come to. All right, thank you. Mr.
Thank you so much. We need to wake up. Thank you for leaving it at that. So we have Peter Ajuzie. Peter, kindly unmute and let's have your contribution. After you, then we go to metrics. Peter, are you there?
Yes, okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This topic of sit at home, of course, it didn't start today, and I've made my point clear, my stand clear on this issue. This has turned into a distraction to the real issue. Yes, the Igbo land is marginalized. I mean, nobody's disputing that. But there are things that Ndiigbo, we are supposed to do for ourselves. And until we start doing those things for ourselves, we should not be pointing fingers at the federal government. And this has always been my stand, right? Now, I'm gonna keep it close to home. I'm from Abia. I'm from Wafongwa, and I grew up in Aba. I'm an Aba boy. And specifically, let's talk about the onye ikpeazụ 500 naira on a governor's office. Na onye Abaribe, and I'm honorable, but he's a useless man. Abaribe, the senator for Abia South. Abia Kwana local government, Aba North, something Aaron, Uzodike Aaron. Biana Aba South, Bianwe Ichita Martin. Biakwana Aba Central, where Oba Okefi. All these people are useless to the Igbo people. They are useless to Umuaba. They are useless to Abia State. So until we start pointing, forget about this IPOB thing. Start pointing finger. What have these people done in their role? Forget about the ones before them. Let's just focus on the ones that are in office now. The ones before them are also culpable. They are also useless. But these ones in the office now, what have they done? We're always talking about Buhari, always talking about the federal government. What about your senators? What about your representatives? What about your LGA chairman? What about your governor? This pressure that IPOB is putting on, or ESN is putting on against Buhari, against the federal government, against this, bring it close to home. Charity begins from home. If you put this pressure on the local government, so all these things, and this is how you know that all these distractions are sponsored. That is a distraction that's sponsored. What has this at home done for Igbo land? Go to, for example, the area market, that they woke up one day and destroy people's shop that they're gonna rebuild or do whatever they want to do, render people useless. Now we are busy doing it at home. People that are living off of daily bread, that have to go out to make a daily living, now have only 4 days to do it, or 5 days, including Sunday. So it's I don't know. I don't think this is sit at home is doing anything for us. So
thank you.
Doing anything for us. That's where I stand.
All right, thank you so much. Metrics, it's your turn now.
All right, thank you. ihe nchọka njọ bụ ọkwa na ịma that na ife eme na Imo steeti
amara m ma mụnwa sọsọ mụnwa bụ ihe na strọgụl enwe ụlọ a biko onwe onye ọzọ na-anụ ife ọ na-ekwu ọfụma
ọ
na-ebrek metriks enugonianụ ngwa kwube ka mmalụ ma ọka ya ebido gaba ọfụma
ọ dịgo mma nkịta
ọ dịkwa ga ka arapụgo ga aga ngwa
enwenyewe anọ m ebe m na-eyuzu VPN biko nwanne enwenyewe
nsogbu adịrọ anyị ewepụgokwa VPN from distance amakwa m ebe nke na-anọ ebi m China so
okay
nsogbu adịrọ ngwa gaba n'iru.
Thank you. So I'm that I said that na uche nwosu no mercy where God forbid on that day Emery attack no Anglican Church. Definitely I guess that non the IPOP that is what people would have said. Now to cut this thing short, the fact is that yes, we agree that then with IPOP, but the problem in most or some of the areas in Abai, how are we really sure or why are we always believing that IPOP is responsible when at the point it go very obvious that IPOP is not actually responsible to the biggest problem I live now, because all these killings are everywhere. Of course, we have seen that most of these people, I mean, the governors and all that, keep saying, no, we know the people that are responsible to this problem. But they are not IPOP. But at the same time, we keep saying, no, IPOP. But the people who is in charge of security now say they are not IPOP. So I don't know. What are these things? So what I'm trying to say about that now, how are we going to, what do we do in order to hold the leaders accountable to this problem? Because, for example, somebody said that now in Abakaliki, now this problem is not happening there. And which is because now the governor of the state, code rebel and very strong, it does not allow that lacuna in terms of security to implode, because of course people say that in some places get an occasion, and then what happened? A group of people will now come and say they are ESN, and in a fact that before they made anything that no only happened the ESN. That is a lie. But those people they are not ESN. That I am very, very sure. But some group of people, criminals, are using that opportunity to steal from people. That is what is happening. And this is down to the government of the state. It is the responsibility, like we see that today, in some places in Enugu State, and then on a military vehicles stationed in strategic positions. Of course, people will be, confident enough to go about their normal businesses. So why is it that in Onitsha, the business hub of Alebo, why is it that the governor is not doing anything? This is, this thing rests on the shoulders of the governor of the state. So what are we doing to hold the governors accountable? Because they are the people whose responsibility is to secure lives and properties in our cities. Of course, business is a collapse. For those of us as a operating in the business, it can mark the effect of this thing. Them nobody is happy.
All right,
that is the truth. Only everybody affected, especially in the business. If we tell you how much somebody may lose every day, it's like it to nothing.
All right.
So the point is the summary of this thing. let us channel our anger to the appropriate, channel like the government of the state, the government are responsible for the lives and properties of our region, not miscreant criminals that can be dealt with. The real IPOB are not responsible to this problem.
Right.
It's criminals. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Matrix. Let us focus our attention on our leaders. Okay, let's go over to Chu Ibeneme. After Chu, then we'll come to Daddy K, Daddy Kali. Chu, you have the floor now. Please, because KBA and Kenke, now for a better quarter of.
My contribution got in less than 3 minutes. I'm on Anambra State presently as we speak. But before then, Ogan election Anambra State, I was around for about 100 days here. So I believe now when the firm grasp of the situation on the ground. And a whole enforcement sit at home. I keep asking this question, why are you almost on Anambra State? Here with this thing we see. In Anambra State, the enforcement there are not as effective as one would expect. Considering the fact that most of the people that made this enforcement in Anambra State, and Onitsha especially, only Ebonyi State and Ndiigbo State in Anambra State. A few days to the election, all the major parks, you will see Ndi Ebonyi and Ndi Enugu, Jugu, Onitsha, and other parts of Anambra State. Often watch those parks going back home. And then check here again, they are the ones who are the more vocal with this IPOB thing. Why is it in Anambra State? In fact, generally, not just in Anambra State, not just in Anambra, but in Anambra, not all parts of the world, are they all too vocal, too active in this whole IPOB thing? That's a question to consider. Secondly, last week Monday, my driver was shot at in Ndiigbo. On Monday, he went to Ndiigbo to buy something with the car. Getting to the boundary between Ndiigbo and Igbo, some boys see the first Makapata, blow OEC, Obosisi, Tuchiozo, a bit one legend on Mamma Sita. Meanwhile, this guy, Abraham Anambra, but only is my driver, Abuja, with a family motor. Nebula is not chilly also, you be a bad one, just want to go to something. Choco move only for 2 people on the more of your Google compaction. Money baby. While this was happening, about 3 other cars queued up, and then they turned the guns on them. They have run the Fulani. They made this thing now, Suizulu Tibo. And they are obviously locals, not only our rural communities, my Jungle, my cross distance. So, in fact, after that event, it's for the next 3-4 days, there were serious security concerns in my community before I left the village Manapa on the channel. And these people that made these things are one and the same people. The local powers hiding under the cover of IPOB, perpetrating this kind of crimes. So we need to draw a line the real questions. Have we given criminal elements a platform to begin to constitute the kind of nuisance that we may not recover from? In Anambra State, have you guys left Anambra for Ndiigbo and Ndiigbo to run over? These are questions we need to ask. A keen follower of Nigerian politics will understand that Buhari is never going to let Nnamdi Kanu go. I'm not saying this because of anything, but we need to understand how the mind of the people we are dealing with works. As long as Buhari is president and Nnamdi Kanu is still under captivity, it pains me to say that the Igbo will not get this particular thing we want. Ohaneze Ndiigbo, led by a delegation that went to see Buhari sometime last year. I think I saw Dr. Zife and this old man from Obo, Ambassador Mbazulike and Luchi. They went to see Buhari last year, and I listened to Buhari's response to their demand. And even though they just discharge within that as here. And then when they left, okay, he told them that he wasn't going to interfere in the judiciary processes and all of that bullshit. But when they left, he has made other statements to say that this guy is going to be here for a very long time. So consistently putting ourselves through this whole sit-at-home thing, knowing that Buhari will never let Nnamdi Kanu go. Are we causing more harm to ourselves, or are we doing good? Why I'm asking all these questions again? IPOB because Biafra. Nobody is more Biafran than the other. If all of the Igbo in Nigeria, they were everybody Igbo. But where we differ in thinking about how to achieve the best possible scenario and outcome for anybody. Alone. Yes, I understand that. But at the same time, and if we go each one, each of them one, budget one, about 100-meter dash. Is this how we are going to go? Our parents in all of this civil war, whatever it is it's called, Jikaka will say, let's not do this again. Ongo Bunagam for Nigeria, Ali will never be the theater of war. If I'm a Zokita by you, Chicana, you understand? Mana I come over the Kobulo Ebama, Abambo, Abweb, actually. Gabaniru. Gabaniru, Mabon in an infant. Okay. Chu even a Mabon in an infant. Gabaniru. Ngwa, I continue. Chukwe Buka, Biko, Papi awesome. 2 minutes. Yes.
Because I've been on this space now. I want more space, but all this last week, I've been here in the benefits of the people. You put a name to only blame only what is solution on a city petition. I think more. Can you put a COVID space in our as the number so they have to be able to condemn or take over another state. You know, maybe another state, only make all the states now not as much. So why in our community space they don't really do not dealing with Nigeria but cost of another state. Okay, get that cost of the many states. On that number that cost of the other states. I try to blame one in ourselves or find solution to know what's happening in SouthEast. SouthEast now keeping what like SouthEast what they are now. So all you say now, your guys need competition of line one not dealing across any number of states. Which like you shouldn't allow it to speak because you are not even competition among us. When I open an idea here, I'm with solution. In my arm with solution, you get organizing people. You don't say anything. Or we need to take it straight on. na Enugu and Ebonyi across the country. After Canada, we able to Lagos. Good night. Thank you.
Mazi Osi obodo Bigwe biko gbapụ ọsọ. Okay, ka anyị jee na nke Daddy K biko ewe n'iwe na mụ mafelo gị ngwa ụlọ gị. Daddy K ni ya? Okay, Onyeka.
Onyeka Nkem, can everyone hear me?
Gbapụ ọsọ.
Okay, because Adam had ihe niile a na-ekwu since for some hours kịta. So, just to summarize the few points I have. There were only saying, as I was listening, that Nnamdi Kanu capitalized on the power vacuum. One of the earliest speakers. The power vacuum Nnamdi Kanu capitalized on. Nnamdi Kanu capitalized on the power of a neglected set of people. Ndiigbo. They were in the wine and so much that we don't feel that these people can really organize themselves and achieve something meaningful in this part of Nigeria. On the Nnamdi Kanu, when Nnamdi Kanu bidoro IPOB ya, on the Nnamdi Kanu jiri wee bido. And these people, when they hire water, but on a road, may protest, they are not afraid of anything because they feel they don't have anything to lose. They feel that the government of Nigeria and even the government of the several states, known as SouthEast, have neglected them so long. So in order to feel how you use them, so they can do anything. I'm not going to some of the broadcasts Nnamdi Kanu name because most of the times I follow Radio Biafra. I follow the broadcast, especially on mobile Nnamdi Kanu live on air. You will hear on the more from ESA and Ohoro. I don't know, I say and the court, the Wusin the mother Nabana court is name attack POS merchants, POS operators Naba. So that the Kanu will say, nobody would court Naba. Na ye kupola ki e wo na ye kupola ko wo renti eno ya na yomi ye buru nwe gi mu na gi je join ya ESN na gi je join ya ESN mo buru ni mo ne cost because mo buru ni nwete na ya ga eme gi aburu ihe agency ano also dike bia wo just to round up all of these things because so God was politicians they use all these people like Ilanya. Most of these motorbike aburus, property same people politicians use. I think the solution, rather than apportion blame to all these people like Obaro pushers, scouts, organizers, let us find a way to use them to a better end. Rather than push them aside or apportion blame to, let us find a way to galvanize or synergize everything that these people has to offer. But to a better end. IPOB has good intentions as far as I know. As long as I know, IPOB had a very good intention. But most of the processes, most of the things IPOB has been hijacked. Basically because of the absence of Nnamdi Kanu. And IPOB is built around Nnamdi Kanu as its leader. But get around. Now that he has been incarcerated for a long while, most of maybe hijack some actors, natural some selfish or personal benefits, hijack what they are looking for. So in summary, like I said earlier, let us find a way to use these people that we are trying to apportion blames to all these barrel pushers and about use them to a better end. Thank you.
All right. biko nụ ebe anyị ama m na ọtụtụ n'ime anyị nche nwere ife anyị chọrọ ikwu mana n'anya oge adịgwago kwarapụ ọ na-akụzi after 12 biko a na-achọ ka around the up so m na-enye onye ọbụla chọrọ ikwu okwu kịta 2 minutes mana n'anya because mara ndị a wenisi aka enu mana rapụ so m na-enye 2 minutes